Last time out in MotoGP, sultry Sepang for the Grand Prix of Malaysia. Alex Marquez, super impressive, collects another win. Bagnaia and Martin pick up where they left off in Thailand, doing their talking on the racetrack. But after an injury-plagued season, it's the beast himself, Enea Bastianini, triumphant in factory Ducati red for the first time. Following a makeover then for the Losail International Circuit for the first time in 1.5 years, it's the Qatar Grand Prix. And for MotoGP Guru, Nick Harris and I are joined by KTM superstar Jack Miller. Welcome along. There are just 2 Grand Prix to go, and I can't believe it's the middle of November. Where on earth does the time go? Nick Harris, straight across to the man himself in Oxford. Malaysia, Alex Marquez, sensational weekend, and it just feels like Pecco's got the upper hand in the championship, doesn't it?
Yes, I think it does. He's ridden well the last couple of weeks, while not perhaps winning races, but scoring points, and he's just opened up that advantage to 14, which is pretty tiny. But yeah, what a weekend it was for Alex Marquez. What a sprint race win, and then second place in the race. And great to see Bastianini back. He's had such a wretched time with injuries. It'd be really, really interesting in the next couple of races quite where he'll stand with his teammate Bagnaia, and what will happen if they're challenging for the lead, and Jorge Martin in there. Will there be team orders? It's a brilliant battle for the championship. It really couldn't be better.
And of course, just to add to this drama as well, last season at Losail, this year's title contenders ended up in a big heap down on the floor when Bagnaia wiped Martin out at turn 1. So the cocktail is just simmering away.
It is simmering, and I think it will simmer or explode, because it's come to that stage. I think, especially for Jorge Martin, that he's just going to just go for it, and if that means taking big risks, he will do that. You have the feeling it will go to Valencia in a couple of weeks' time. Well, a week's time, really. But there is a chance he could do it. But yeah, I think Martin's going to be on fire this weekend. But I think Bagnaia has got the experience, probably more than anything else, but also that calm head when it really matters to match it. It's fascinating.
Right, okay, let's get Jack Miller in. But oh, hang on, just a second. Quick reminder. For all of you at home, it's time to make your predictions for the last 2 Grand Prix. Now, the more friends you invite to the game, the more points you score, and you can also get some cool merchandise and 2 tickets for the 2024 Qatar Grand Prix. It really is an opportunity that cannot be wasted. Well, Jack, I think the last time I saw you were in a hospital bed in Barcelona, and I came to interview you for MotoGP.com. It was ages ago.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. It's good to see your face, and of course, good to see the man next to you.
Yeah.
So, Jack, a dad, a baby daughter, married. Obviously, things have changed since I was trying to look after you in the paddock all those years ago. Have you matured? It sounds like you've matured a bit.
Maybe a little bit, Nick. No, definitely. I mean, things have changed since I met you way back in 2011. I think it was the first time I really officially met you. So, no, some things have definitely changed, but for the better. I mean, it's been an awesome journey so far. It's been a hectic year, and but I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been awesome.
Been a difficult old first year, Jack. Few ups and downs after arriving from Ducati. It hasn't been easy, is it?
Hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been terrible. I mean, we've, like you say, ups and downs, but that was to be anticipated, I guess you could say. I mean, when you're moving manufacturers in 2023 in MotoGP, everything's so cutthroat that it's to be expected a little bit. Of course, we always want more. We're greedy motorcycle racers, so we always want a little bit more, but we're taking our licks, we're understanding, trying to learn from everything, and hopefully that'll prepare us for what's to come.
Nick, let's have a guru pick, because we know Jack's gone for Team Pecco. There's been a video on the MotoGP YouTube page. Team Pecco or Team Martin? It's a really tricky one. What would you go for?
This is for the championship, is it?
This is for the championship. Yeah.
I'm going to follow Jack. I've always followed Jack's example in everything I've done in my life. So, well, no, not all the things, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for Team Pecco, but it's mighty close. And Jorge Martin has done an amazing job this year. But I just think that little bit of experience when it comes to the crunch might pull him through.
So many talking points, aren't there? We've been talking a lot about Marc Marquez on this show this season. Jack, what do you make of it? Because you've done that, haven't you, essentially? You've gone from a Mark VDS Honda to a Ducati. So what sort of challenges is he going to have to make that change, that transition?
Yeah, kind of the same. Did I go away from 27 million euro? No. But no, I mean, you know, I did. I went from getting paid relatively well at a satellite Honda to basically getting paid next to nothing to ride a satellite Ducati. But I could see that was my future. I could see that was the way I was going to, let's say, progress in this championship. So it was almost a gamble on myself. And seeing what Mark's doing, obviously, is very similar in that sort of sense, as he believes he can do well on that bike. And he's going over there simply to try and do well.
Jackie, in terms of Team Pecco versus Team Martin, we know you've said Team Pecco already, but why? I'm just interested to know why.
He's a good mate of mine, and also I just think Pecco's one of those guys. We saw it last year when the chips are kind of stacked, or the cards are sort of not in his favour. He has a way of turning it over and making them fall in his favour. You know, he came back from that massive deficit last year and just never stopped knuckling down. And it's the same this year. You know, everyone thinks, oh, he's starting to slip or this or that. But I think that's what motivates him more than anything. And I think he's shown that in the last couple of Grand Prix, where he's showed a lot of grit and determination in terms of turning what hasn't been maybe the best weekend into something that's really, made a difference in terms of the points.
Right, Pedro Acosta is obviously a big talking point. I mean, there's all sorts of rumours, Jack. We're not going to lie, are we? Some people are even saying he might take your place in the factory team in 2025. What's the feeling at the moment? He's clearly a massive talent, isn't he?
Yeah, it's the new shiny object, obviously. That's the way it goes. But I think for the right reasons. He's had an amazing year. I think just watching the last couple of Grand Prix, the way he's managed the whole situation to put that championship to bed was impressive. It was a very mature. They were very mature rides, I guess you could say. He did what he needed to. For sure. I mean, as any of those fast rookies coming in, they're always going to be a targeting for us and targeting, you know, the guys that have been there a while. So it's good for us to have that extra bit of motivation, extra, you know, push behind us that these young fellas are coming in and nipping at our heels.
And the sprints, Jack, just looking at the season overall, first year of the sprints, I imagine you've enjoyed them.
100%. Yeah, no, I think the sprint's been an awesome asset to the championship. Not only for us as riders. I mean, I know from my point of view, I love racing. It's why I do this. You know, it's not because I enjoy riding around in free practice. I enjoy going racing and challenging myself, you know, head to head with other guys, and it throws a new element into the sport. And I think it's been an awesome breath of fresh air.
And is it going to throw a new element this weekend, I wonder? Nick, kick us off with the predictions. This is where we decide, Jack, who's going to be on pole, win the sprint, win the Grand Prix, and gain the most positions in the Grand Prix from start to finish. Nick, I don't know about you, but I can't see anyone other than Ducati winning with that long straight. Maybe I'm wrong.
By the way, my predictions are so bad. It's not true. But right, for pole, I've gone for Jorge Martin. For the sprint, Jorge Martin. For the race, Pecco Bagnaia. And for the comebacks, the most overtakes, Fabio Quartararo.
Here's mine, and it's pretty similar, I'm not going to lie. Look at that. Bagnaia for the pole this time. I've gone for Alex Marquez for another sprint win. He's on a bit of a roll, isn't he? I reckon Bagnaia is going to do the honours in the Grand Prix. Hopefully he won't end up on the floor as he did last year with Martin. And I'll go for Bezzecchi. I'll say he's going to have a bit of a tricky qualifying and storm his way back through. It's all Ducati, I'm afraid, Jack. It's nothing personal, though.
Oh, I didn't take it personal. I think my predictions will be very similar. Okay, for pole, I'll go Martin. He's definitely pretty fast around here, and as we've seen on numerous occasions this year, can sling a lap together. Sprint, I'll say Pecco. Main race, I'll say Enea. Depending if some team orders come in or not.
Yeah, true.
And then for comeback, I like the Bezzecchi option. I think Bezzecchi will be a good one.
Oh, good. Lovely. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Yeah, interesting what you say about the team order. Right, go on, Nick. Give us some commentary. I mean, we've seen some great races there before, haven't we? And Jack's there now.
Oh,
remember Jack and Alex Marquez and Vasquez and co in Moto3. But what's going to happen? Give us some Nick Harris commentary.
It's the left-hander at turn 15, and it's Bagnaia that leads the way from Martin, and it's Jack Miller in third place on the KTM.
There we go.
They come into that turn 16, the right-hander. Do you want to be leading here, or do you want to be slipstreamed? We're about to find out. Bagnaia leads the way. Martin comes out of the slipstream. But here comes the KTM of Jack Miller out of the slipstream of the two Ducatis. And Jack Miller wins in Qatar, where he won his first Grand Prix in Moto3 in 2015.
Not bad, that. Not bad, that.
Apparently, Jack, he commentates on his breakfast in the morning and everything.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'd like to sit that. And he scoops the Weetabix.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks very much
That
for
was
that, Jack.
unreal. I like what you've done that, and I hope that happens, Nick. You know, I haven't really slipstreamed
me,
all that
Jack,
many
I'm me.
Ducatis this year, but I'll take it 100%.
Just before we go, Nick, have you got any Jack Miller stories that you might be able to tell us from over the years? There must be a few there.
None that I could tell you. If the truth be known, a great friend of Jack's, and I wouldn't say on air some of the stories I might have, but he's
You're a
super
gentleman.
motorcycle racer, and I'll bet he'd be a lovely dad as well.
Thank you very much, Nick. Even hearing that from Nick, I mean, you know, we've had, you know, we all miss him here in the paddock. And every time I see his face, I get a big old smile. And, you know, even hearing that back, you bring back some good memories. So it's awesome to hear from you guys. And thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much, Jack. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks very much. In regards to Ruby and Pit Florence, thanks again, Jack, and good luck this weekend. See if you can do something about those Ducatis.
Cheers, boys. We'll give it a crack. Try and smash those Italians.
Yeah, good luck, mate. And Nick, thanks very much as always. He's a lovely guy.
He certainly is. I remember those early days when Jack came and that race in Qatar, that fantastic Moto3 race, and the big race for the championship Moto3, missing out Moto2 and straight into MotoGP. Yeah. Been a fantastic career. And you get the feeling talking to him there that he's got great hope for the future with the KTM, especially next season.
Yeah, it was really nice talking with you today. It took me back to 2014. Time flies, doesn't it? 9 years. Well, there we are then. Thanks very much, Jack. Thank you, Nick. I will see you next week for the Grand Prix of Valencia. Will the title be decided in Qatar? Hopefully, for our sake, it won't. And it will go on to Valencia with more predictions to come next week. We'll see you there.